16. Would you please be kind and stand and join me in the pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, Bev.
Nelson?
Yes.
Knapp?
Yes.
Donlin?
Here.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes. Motion to approve the agenda. Second.
Motion been made and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'd like to remind the council members particularly to speak into the microphone as much as you can so that the people at home can hear you and be a part of the program. I want to welcome people here in the chamber this morning at our council meeting, and also Bev, of course, from the paper, and particularly you people that are watching over television, wherever you may be.
Mayor, can I just remind you with Clark on the phone, there's a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
So you might have to take the time when you're doing the votes and,
Good point.
and give him a time to react.
Does he know that? Clark?
Oh, yes. Yes, I know.
Okay, thank you. We got that all done. Okay, open up with general discussion. And the way we handle our general discussion is if anybody's got any concerns regarding the city or anybody's got any good compliments or good things to say about the city, what we do is we ask them to step up to the podium and state their name and address. And the council can't come up with anything or come to a conclusion on anything on it, but they're certainly always welcome to listen to whatever you may have. So does anybody today have anything regarding any open discussion items? Wayne.
Wayne Shepard, Lamar's, Iowa. 334 4th Avenue Northwest. I'm here as a representative of the Veterans Memorial Park, as their chair. It's been a few years since I've been here, and so I thought maybe it's time to do a little update. We had our meeting last month, July, and we have a 7-board membership, and those on that board are Tom Tanoff, Patrick Murphy, Gary Kuntz, Jim Rolfus, Jack Fruce, and Herman Vanderwell, and myself as chair. Every year we somebody comes up for renewal, and if they would like to stay on, they usually get a nod, or if we got somebody else who wants to take one of those spots and somebody wants off, they get off. We have an active board. You don't hear too much about them. Maybe that's okay. But they are active. They have different roles. So what we did years ago was put people in different capacities that would complement the park, as well as taking care of things that the city wants. And one of those people is our attorney, Patrick Murphy. He does all our legals for us and things of that nature. Keep in contact with him throughout the year. If something transpires or something's changing, and he also sends them some information for us. He'll access that from Washington, because we've got some of the props up there that are on loan, so we got to make sure that that anchor is one of them. We got to make sure it doesn't end up in my lawn. It stays up at the park. So, but anyway, he does a good job at that. But I want to point that out because sometimes I wonder how we take care of some of that. So we do have people in this board that have the expertise. But anyway, first of all, before I get into that one part, this is from the Plymouth County Veterans Memorial Park Board to the City of Lamar's, the Mayor, City Council, administration, and staff. On behalf of our board, we thank you for your support and help when needed with the maintenance of the Plymouth County Veterans Memorial Park in Lamar's. We appreciate the sincere help we receive from City Administrator Jason Barcera, City Hall staff, Scott Knight, Brad Epling, Rich Sattel, Dave Shipper, and all of their departments. Campbell Electric, Hummer Lawn Service, and all others who work with us to maintain and support this educational historical Veterans Memorial. Thank you again, and working together is always important, needed, and enjoyable. Wayne Shipper, Chair. Some of the things that we're looking at is everybody wonders how we're funded. And if it wasn't for some of the help we get from the city, the park wouldn't survive. Let's face it. We're married up with the Westmore Memorial, two good parks. They're adjacent to each other. They're taken care of at the same time now. That's pretty important to us. Working with Jason, it's nice when you mow one, you mow the other one. And so they look nice, they're kept up the best we can. With the way the heat came up now, of course, the grass is going the other direction on us. But the earlier part of the season up until this time frame, I think if you drive by, you can see that those parks are taken care of. I know it's a cost, but at least, like I said, it's something being worked out together again, and we're both achieving the benefit of that. So, we give thanks for that. The funding mechanism that's in place right now is a name tags that we put on of veterans to honor veterans, their families. The $250 that we get per tag goes into a fund that's strictly kept for the Veterans Memorial. It's not utilized to run the American Legion or any other aspect of the Legion. It's strictly for the Veterans Memorial Park. And a lot of people didn't realize that. And so that's where that money goes in the fund, and then that's utilized to replace flagpoles, flags, repair flagpoles, repair if we have one of the monuments gets destroyed or something. We do have an insurance policy, but that's up here, and a lot of this stuff is below that insurance policy. That's only for that bad day when you want to use that insurance policy, because then you really have a catastrophe. But at this point, we're able to get some funding from other folks. That's pretty important. I gave a talk at one of the service clubs the other day, and we were explaining how Quilts of Valor works and also how the Veterans Memorial works. And I says, I'm in the process now, we've ordered flags to replace all the flags, because there's 11 flags up there to fly. And some of them get torn up sooner than others, and sometimes I'll try to sew the bottom on my little sewing machine. But we like to replace them so they all have the right colors, this nature. But anyway, I said that runs about $400. So one of them said, hey, after the meeting, would you come over to my car? I want to give you a check for that. I said, boy, that's almost like I'm on the fire department again. That was pretty easy back then. I could send out a note, say I need a little money, and they give us a little money, away we go. But anyway, we can always use funds is what I'm saying, because there's some sidewalk that needs replaced up there and a few other things that we want to do. We want to start changing out some of those ground lights. There are LEDs in your Westmore side. We have a couple now in the veteran side, but we want to start changing those out. So that's going to cost a little bit of money, but hopefully we'll get some of that generated in the near future so we can start doing that. Economics is also a tool with that, as you guys know, when you pay for electricity and stuff, and also replacements. So that's what we're looking at. Now, we've had vandalism up there this last year. Kids have a tendency to have fun, and so, but that one little guy found out that I might be 73, but I can still chase and catch you. But what needs to happen here is I said we got to have some other folks help us a little bit. So we've got some other, I'm saying it publicly, we've got some other people in places now that's kind of keeping watch on the park a little bit, because we have to teach the kids respect for what's up there and all around town. So we got to help the kids. Anyway, we had 3 of those broke off where they jumped up and down and broke them off. Campbell Electric had some steel parts for those, but he's all out now because we just used them all up. So now we got to start thinking about these other lights that we're we're going to try to see if we can secure through some extra funding. But that's, basically some of that was done. Rocks were thrown on a few things. But all in all, we've been pretty fortunate up there. I probably shouldn't have said that maybe, because today might send something else. And we did tell them that the police force in Lamar's, Iowa will take you down to their building and your parents to be talked to. This is a community that we've got to respect each other back and forth. So I just tell them straight up, so because we have a good police department and they'll take care of the problem. So anyway, flowers up there, last year have flowers. Quaker does that for us. Again, Calvin, if you see there's 4 planters up there, he furnished the flowers, he takes care of those. That's nice. So he's a good volunteer. He's helped us out up there too, and he kind of watched the park too. His brother works with the Westmore side of the park, so one brother's in one and one's in the other. But I had them both working together one time, so they get along, so don't get the wrong impression. Other than that, I think that's pretty much, except for the tours and the mayor knows, we started cutting off at the end of, we had some for this year, we had to take them out because people aren't going to be touring up there. Although I've seen some small groups up there, but as far as the bigger ones right now, I think that's on hold. Last year we had 14 different events up there as far as tours and school, from down to community school, we had them up there. And this year so far we had 2 Quilts of Valor up there because that's a small group. But other than that, I think we're going to probably limp along a little bit here till things get kind of straightened out. But that's all I have. Do you have any questions?
Anybody got any questions for Wayne?
Wayne, when did that vandalism occur?
It'd be 2 months ago.
So in late June, July, something like that? Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to
latter part of June.
share with Wayne, after he brings up what he did here. I've personally been involved with the tourism group over the last, I don't know what we had going, 4 or 5 years. And I also frequently stop in at the Legion once in a while. And in fact, I was a second lieutenant at the Legion up there. But I remember, Wayne, back 4, 5, 6 years ago, we were trying our best to promote that park and didn't get off first base with it. But since we started those tour groups and put it on a tour schedule, that park is one of the hottest places around when tour people come to town, especially if there's men on it and they've been veterans. We've had more compliments about that park, of how nice it was, and they love the tour part. And so you guys are doing a good job on it. Yeah.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't say to the paper and Clem, they help PR us the best they can too,
Absolutely.
Also, I met your finance director. I had a meet with him and Bev here recently too. I appreciate they're very congenial, took care of what I wanted, got my information back. So again, thank you too. It's important to me. I'm a regimental guy, as most people.
Thanks a lot, Wayne. Appreciate it. Keep up the
Wayne,
good work.
are you parked on the east side or the west side in case people want to come out and make more donations?
I was waiting for a comment from Rex, not you. See, I was going to make the smart-ass comment, but you didn't ask for any pieces of equipment. I had to figure out that you would come here and not ask for a piece of equipment. I mean, that's a rule, isn't it? I'd have still been standing up.
Thanks a lot, Wayne. Appreciate great information. Anybody else in open discussion? If not, we'll move along to Thumbs Up Award. Mike?
Thumbs up to Ethan Mitchell, the new captain on the Lamar's Fire Department.
Good, yeah. Exactly. Anything else?
No.
Clark, do you have anything in the Thumbs Up Award?
No, pass.
Okay. Rex?
I'll pass to there.
Ken?
Likewise.
And Steve?
I want to give thumbs up to the chamber
of Commerce and their golf outing that they had a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Week ago. They moved it off of our meeting day for the chamber, or for the council. The council was able to participate, and I think they had one of the nicest golf days that we've had this summer. So thumbs up to them and all they did for that day. It was a good day.
Second that. Okay, moving on to the consent items. Today we have 4 of them. All items listed under the consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on those items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. Today we have 4. First one is approval of the July 21st, 2020 regular meeting minutes. Number 2 is a list of the bills for the period ending 7/31/20 and 8/14/20. Number 3 is a monthly financial statement for the July 20th and 2020. And the 4th one is a renewal of the liquor license and beer permit for the bar, Suite 16 and Wise 1. Any questions about the agenda here? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve consent items 1 through 4.
Is there a second? Motion been made and second to approve items 1 through 4. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to the action items. The first one on the action item is a KNS 4th edition final plan and zoning. On August 11th, 2020, the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the final plat, restrictive covenants, and proposed zoning for KNS 4th edition. The final plat consists of 47 lots. Copies of the final plat, the restrictive covenants, and construction plans are attached. As with recent developments, a development agreement has been drawn up to outline the developers and city's responsibilities. The project will be bid and constructed by the developer. The city will be responsible for the following. Number 1 is the engineering costs associated with public sanitary water and storm sewer construction plans. Number 2 is the IDNR permits. And number 3 is the cost to extend public sanitary and water to the subdivision. And number 4 is 50% of the costs associated with the public sanitary water storm within the subdivision. A copy of the development agreement has been forwarded to all you council members. The administration does recommend the approval of the final plat, restrictive covenants, and the development agreement, as well as setting the date for the public hearing to rezone. Any questions regarding this KNS project? I know that, oh, there it is. Go ahead. I didn't see that.
That's right. Wayne Schlofeld, Schlofeld Engineering. And yeah, I'm here just to kind of go through any questions you have on the project itself. Got the final plat. I think many of you have seen this or heard of the, we're now in the 4th edition. There's actually 4 blocks within the edition for the 47 lots. You can see that we're just located to the west of the Schuster and Adobe Ridge projects on 18th Street, south of 18th Street. The project will include the construction of the roads, 1st Avenue, 2nd Avenue, which would be a cul-de-sac, and 3rd Avenue, and also 19th Street, which will extend existing 19th Street from the Adobe Ridge on the east side of that plat, right side of the plat as you look at it, and also provide for a cul-de-sac into the interior lots there as what we call 19th Street also. The project, as discussed, includes sanitary water and storm sewer. All the sanitary and water main are either on the north side of 18th Street or at the center line of 18th Street. Therefore, that was part of the developer's agreement, as you discussed, is the extension of those to the south property line of 18th Street. Sanitary sewer runs east-west on 18th Street right down the center of the road, so we have to tie into that. And and the water mains on the north side of the road. So all that's being tied into and brought to the south right-of-way of 18th Street. As far as the utility plans, we've met with not only Jason, but also all your department heads, city, or the street, water, sanitary, and Dave back here as far as what's required. And we've did some modifications to the plans to meet all their specifications. So everybody's pleased on your staff behalf as far as what we're doing as far as sanitary, or as far as plans go for construction plans. Again, the development will include the 47 lots, and there will be provisions as you look at that plat. There's a cross-hatched area on the south edge of those cul-de-sacs that is for the construction of future retention ponds. The storm sewer will be extended, but can be reduced in size because we're going to be having those storm sewer ponds. They're not actually within this part of the development. So anything further south will utilize those storm sewer ponds to reduce the size of the storm sewer need coming down what would be First Avenue. That's where the storm sewer will be fed from, as that's the low point of the project itself. So you can see the crosshatched area allows for the ponds. They're also going to be used for decorative ponds themselves too. So there'll be not just a part of the structure allowing for retention of water, slowing down the water coming to the storm sewer, but also a plus for those lots to be able to look out and see a pond that's have a static water level and be amenity to the site. The K&S Fourth will include an HOA for that very reason, because those ponds will be maintained by the HOA, not by the city. So those ponds will be taken care of outside the city venue, responsibility-wise. Overall, the sanitary sewer, as I said, is coming down each of those streets. The sanitary sewer for the remaining lots to the south is dependent on the First Avenue. That is the low part of the project. And so the remainder of the 40 acres to the south up to the fence line will be dependent on First Avenue